Anything you want to add in it? If you have gone through these sessions or the recordings, anything?
Pretty much like whatever she said, like I think those.
Anything you want to add where you want to share the uh, experiments, logical experiments, or logical reasons, or scientific reasons regarding soul?
No, exactly. I don't clearly, no idea about that. Like, I don't remember much about those logical, scientific experiments.
Okay. We learned about the experiment where we said what is my value, what is the value of human being. You know? Remember Dr. Monson?
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, like five elements. So it was like 150 rupees. Or
Something like that. We said in that experiment that it's an old study, and this professor calculated. He's a professor or he's a scientist who doesn't believe in soul. है ना? They say कि soul वोल कुछ नहीं होता है. Soul is nothing, but everything is made up of chemical. And they calculated the value as 110 rupees. And then we did a logical reasoning. If we have a car and if we have a friend and the car met an accident, whom we save a friend. Because you said that friend cannot come again. So for the people who say that we are only chemicals is not a correct statement, is not a correct experiment also, because we are beyond chemicals. We have feelings and we share things with people. Then we talked about there are so many verses in Bhagavad Gita where Bhagwan has explained that soul exists. Right? Then we learned other experiments which were done scientifically, near death experience, out of body experience. And the most important part was experiment was reincarnation. याद है किसी को reincarnation?
yes, that little girl who was remembering all of her children, her mother-in-law, and she was 5 years old, and she
Correct,
would walk to their house.
correct. Absolutely. So these were the experiments where we learned about ourselves. Okay, if there is a statement, there are two statements. Now you can give a thought and you can reply that which one is correct. So first statement is I am a body and I have a soul, right? And second statement is I am a soul and I have a body. Which one you think is the correct one?
I am a soul and I have a body.
Correct. And I have two layers in that body. Wonderful. Now there are a lot of things which we learn from others, which we are not aware about, which we never thought of. So today's topic is all about reviving that knowledge. Now you can always ask that why this reviving all knowledge and you're talking about these things. Why do I really need to know about my own country, about my own Sanatan Dharma? So it is not directly linked with Bhagavad Gita, this session, but this is important to know our own culture. The more you know, the more you get into depth of the things. Now, what this picture represents, any thought comes to your mind? Anything?
She was captivated, um, like Mother India, captivated,
Okay. What else?
or like her knowledge is not being able to be shared
Mm-hmm. Okay.
freely.
Anything else?
I don't know what the dove represents. Um,
Okay.
is that like for peace?
Hmm. Vaishnavi ji, you want to try it? So basically it's the same thing, है ना? We can see the chains, we can see the lock, we can see the chains, the niche, I can see hands and they are into the this thing only. But why? What this represents in a real world where we are living, we will learn in it. We were called as golden bird, golden sparrow, सोने की चिड़िया. You might have heard this phrase or not. We were called as golden sparrow. Why we were called as golden sparrow? Because we were rich in knowledge. We were rich in moral standards. We were rich in prosperity and we were rich in advanced technology. So India was the strongest country among all the countries in the nation, in the world. And these were the pillars of India. But what happened? The invasion started. Mughals capture India. They want to rule India. And why? Because everyone knows that India was a golden sparrow, rich in culture, rich in heritage. So where these thieves will go, where they find something. Similarly, they find something in India and they come to loot India. And we are the oldest tradition alive. We are the oldest dharma alive, which is like Sanatan Dharma. People do confuse this with religion. You know, they say if you talk about Sanatan Dharma, अरे यार तुम तो religion की बात कर रहे हो. No. Dharam has no meaning in English dictionary. It is called as duty. Dharam is your duty. Duty towards life, duty towards yourself, duty towards society. But these invaders were not happy with these things. And they started destroying gurukuls. They started breaking temples. Why? Because they were trying so many things. In the end, they got a idea. If we destroy their education, everything will be destroyed. And during those times, in a Vedic times, or at the time of Mughal invasion also, so much we used to study in temples as well as in gurukuls. Gurukuls I have explained you in my first session also, what were gurukuls. And they vandalized everything. Then what happened? They destroy all the gurukuls. There used to be 4 to 5 lakh gurukuls in India. Now we hardly see any gurukul. There are, but very, very, very less. Even in a count, you say, I think it could be less than 10 across India. Some are re-establishing, some were like holding the culture. But we don't have. Even we have gone to the modern schools. Our children are going to the modern schools. Gurukul concept is not there. Then come Britishers, again to loot India. They destroy remaining Gurukuls and they changed the education system of India. Because they also want to make us slave. So there are two common names and a very popular name. One was Lord Macaulay, enslaving the spirit. Now he was a very clever Britisher. So what he said, we must at present do our best to form a class who may be interprets between us and the millions whom we join. India in blood, but in English, in taste, in opinion, in morals, and intellect. So they started changing the education of India. He is the one who said it is not easy. To break India is not easy because effect of this education on Hindus is prodigious. And what he said, you can read in this read, and this will affect without any effort of proselytes, without the small interference with religious liberty by natural operation of the knowledge. So it was not easy for them to break India. Then they bring an Education Act in 1835. There is a letter he wrote to his father saying that no Hindu has received the English education ever remained sincerely attached to his religion. So they started making the stories. And then he hired a person called as Max Muller to translate the Vedas the way they wanted. And this guy himself learned Sanskrit. So why I'm telling you these things? Why we have different education system and why we are very far away from our Vedas, from our own scriptures. Many of us still don't care about these things. I have to read something from my own scriptures. Now this Max Muller is what is the ideology? What he is saying? I have myself the strongest belief in the growth of Christianity in India. There is no country so ripe for Christianity as India, and yet the difficulty seems enormous. It was not easy to break India because of the education. And then he wrote a letter to his wife in 1867 saying it took only 200 years for us to Christianize the whole of Africa, but even after 400 years, India eludes us. I have come to realize that it is the Sanskrit which has enabled India to do so. And to break it, I have decided to learn Sanskrit. आप समझ रहे हो? To get something very rich in culture, this guy himself learned Sanskrit so that he can manipulate. Let's say you know English, maybe you know Hindi, maybe you know some another language, but you don't know Irish language, and somebody send you a letter in that Irish language, and you ask third person to read for you. He can read whatever he wants, and maybe he create a confusion between you and the person who has sent you letter. So manipulation started. And when manipulation will start, your relations, your understanding will go like anything. Right? Is this making sense as of now?
Yes, ma'am.
We are the oldest civilization and we have the oldest Vedas. But based on their own ideology, they started making these kinds of things. Upanishad आया था 600 BC. So they said they themselves start creating dates. Rigved was too old, 1200 BC old. But we are the oldest civilization. We cannot name कि हम इतने पुराने हैं. We are eternal. Sanatan Dharma, when we say Sanatan, word itself means eternal. जब से भगवान है तब से ये धर्म है. And it is not like 1000 BC old, 1200 BC old, 800 BC old, or a 600 BC old. But they started manipulating it. Now there are a lot of quotes in our Granths, in our scriptures. Birth of Chanakya Pandit was already mentioned there, and it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam also. Then Lord Buddha clearly it has been mentioned that in the beginning of Kali Yuga, Lord will appear as Lord Buddha. है ना? When we say incarnation of Bhagwan, so among 10 other, there are 24 incarnations, but the main, if we say, are the 10 incarnations. And Lord Buddha is the incarnation of Bhagwan only. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Again, in the age of Kali, it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. This means Srimad Bhagavatam. In the age of Kali, intelligent person performing activities towards Bhagwan would be the incarnation of Godhead. Godhead means Bhagwan. So everything is mentioned already. Now, when we learn about maths, Pythagoras theorem. Have you heard about this theorem?
Yes, ma'am.
From where it has been invented? From us only. Sulabh Sutra में it is mentioned that a square is equals to b square plus c square. अगर यहाँ figure है तो c square is equals to a square plus b square. This was also with us. Then so many inventions, just a few ones. Newton's first law of motions in Vedas. Then second law of motion in Vedas. Third law of motion in Vedas. And they were described in a Sanskrit language itself. If somebody knows Sanskrit, they can learn directly. If they do not know, they can check from the books or the internet services that actually does that mean this gravitational law. So these all are mentioned. Gravitational law mentioned in Yajurved. Then nowadays we say that embryo development is a new thing science has discovered. No. This is also old. This is also was there in Sanatan Dharma. And everything is being explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kauravs. You know, Kauravs are how many brothers were Kaurav? याद है किसी को?
100.
100. What was that? That was not some chamatkar which people think, अरे ये कैसे हो सकता है? No. That was an embryo split. Everything was very scientific. And even if you read, if you learn, if you talk to the people who are into it, you will find Sanatan Dharma is the most scientific dharma. कुछ भी ऐसे नहीं हो रहा है कि बस ऐसे ही हो गया या बाबा ने चमत्कार कर दिया. No, everything has a scientific reasons. But you have to learn it. So the process of a birth completely explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. The complete duration of 9 months is being discovered already. Now we say that science ko pata hai na? We go to doctors and there are a lot of formalities and they tell you this is what is happening, this is the growth of a child, this. But Srimad Bhagavatam has already explained it. How it is being done, what is month 1, month 2, month 3, how the child is coming into the form, everything. Now, first test tube baby. Again, we think that test tube baby is just the science invention or invention from West. But you know who's the first test tube baby? Dronacharya. But we never read these things. We are not aware. We already have these things. Embryo split is the example of Kauravs. And these are the articles there in the newspaper also. This is the article from a newspaper, Times of India. When you research, you will find these things that Kauravs were cloned, says scientist. Everything is there. Viman Shastra. If we talk about aerospace technology or aeroplane technology, what comes to your mind would be Wright brothers, है ना? सबको वही याद है कि Wright brothers has created. No, before that also we had in our Sanatan Dharma. We have a Vimanika Shastra. We have a Puran on the name of Vimans. And Pushpak Viman in Ramayana was so real. But we never learnt about it. We thought, अरे ऐसे थोड़ी ना विमान उड़ता है. Right? And before Wright brothers, who invented this thing? Shivkar Bapuji Talpade. But he was not recognized the way Wright brothers were recognized. And their model was, and his model was based on this description in Rig Veda. But he never gave time to these things. Father of surgery, Shishrut, जिन्होंने first surgery करी थी. So you name a thing you already have in your Vedas. Now science is measuring the distances, but Vedas have already stated the distance between Earth. Everything is there. Diameter of Earth. Distance between Moon and Earth. Everything has been explained. And which matches with the scientific results also. So Vedas state that the distance between Earth and Moon is 2.53 lakhs million compared to the modern measurements of 2.5 lakh, sorry, millions nahi, miles, 2.5 lakh miles. Architectural design. So whenever there was the Mughal invasion and then the Britishers invasion, and then the other was the north part of India was much impacted. When you go to the south part of India, you will see impact is less. Another thing is beautiful architectures, beautiful buildings. But we never explored. We would love to go to the places outside India, but we never explore India. We never go to such temples, beautiful temples. And we say कि अरे यार बाहर के देशों की तो buildings बड़ी अच्छी होती है. Nothing to demean about it, but you had something. At least read about them if you can't go. At least look at them. At least tell your children. We are the one with the best architectural designs. At that time, we have such a huge buildings. Are we aware? No. We are not. That is why reviving Bharat. We have to learn about our India. We have to revive Bharat. Ajanta Ellora, Kailash Temple. 300 feet long. मतलब सोच सकते हो how they would have managed it. 175 feet wide. Musical pillars. So these all you can read also. Hanging pillars. मतलब क्या ही साइंस रही होगी कि they have made a hanging pillar. Andhra Pradesh, Veerbhadra temple. And then people say that Vedas are like, I cannot understand this mythology. No, Vedas are not mythology. They exist. Dwarka city. So people have found some coins also, which have been discovered that they are from Mahabharat period. है ना? Bet Dwarka. So these are the things we have found vessels. And then it was like some vessels dating back to at least 3,500 years ago. So archaeological department keeps on working, but how much we are helping in it, how much we are reading about it, the coins we found. So this is all about reviving Bharat. Now, most of us say mythology, mythological books. If you talk about Sanatan Dharma, I don't think any other culture calls their dharma or the books from their dharma as a mythology. No. But why we call it mythology? So let's have a small story. There was a Dr. Frog. Now this Dr. Frog has some Chantu Bantus with him, some small team. One day, one frog came from ocean. Now the team said, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm a frog." He said, "How come you are this dog?" This frog said, "No, no, no, you cannot be frog because we are frog." So he said, I have come from ocean. Now these frogs have never seen ocean because they live in well. So they said, "Ocean? What is ocean? We don't know what is ocean." He's like, "It's a huge water body." They said, "No, no, no. There is only a well. We don't know about oceans." So they went to Dr. Frog, the leader of those people. They said, "One frog has come from some ocean and he's saying that I am from ocean. What is this ocean?" He's like, "You call that guy." Then he started asking questions. He's like, "Kya hai? Kahan se aaye ho?" He's like, "I have come from ocean." He's like, "Ocean? You mean well, है ना? कुआं होता है जो." He said, "No, I have come from ocean." When he focused, so this Dr. Frog thought, "Okay, you mean two wells. You were living in two wells. This much water you were having." Now this guy is explained. The ocean is very big, but this Dr. Frog has never seen ocean. He was not able to connect. And in the end, he said, "I don't know what mythology you are saying." तो बेसिकली जब कुछ नहीं समझ आता है तो हम उस चीज को मैथोलॉजी बना देते हैं. But no, this is not mythology. Mythology is what? What do you mean by this word mythology? Myth क्या होता है? What is myth? Any thoughts in your mind? Anything
Maybe fictitious.
fictitious? Okay. What else? Vaishnavi ji? You are not sure. है ना? हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. Maybe Mahabharat happened, maybe not. Why? Why can't you believe that these are the true things? Why we don't have faith? Because we have never thought about these things. And we say other cultures have one book. They're very nice. They have one God. But we have not understood why we have variety. We have a topic later on. We'll cover that also. So this is not mythology. If you don't call it, wonderful. If you call it, give a thought on it. These are the history things. These are the past history from Vedic time, history from ancient time. So this is something like we need to read and we need to revive Bharat. When being in India, there's a very normal thing that people say, ki, what government is doing for us. What are you doing for a country? How are you contributing is more important than what you want from that contribution. So until or unless we do not study these things, we do not understand why Vedas are important and what are the examples. है ना, राइट ब्रदर का एग्जांपल लिया तो हमने बचपन से राइट ब्रदर ही सुने हैं. आई थिंक 1901 या 1911 ने इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इट और हमें पढ़ाया भी यही जाता है. Nobody talks about it. ठीक है, नहीं पढ़ाया जाता है, it's okay. But now with the online mode, we have more and more things to explore. And we should know about it. It should not be like somebody come and says कि अरे तुम्हारे भारत में तो ऐसे होता है, तुमको पता ही नहीं है, तुम बोलते यार होता होगा ऐसे. I think. And it is nothing like to knowing your culture is to demean somebody else's culture. Don't think that way. है ना, वो एक मूवी काफी पॉपुलर आई थी, केरला स्टोरी। आई हैव नॉट सीन द मूवी बट आई हैव सीन द रिव्यूज। उसमें क्या था कि a person from some another religion is just demeaning सनातन धर्म and just demeaning कि अरे तुम्हारे भगवान तो रोते हैं, तुम्हारे भगवान तो ऐसे हैं। अब वो लड़की को पता ही नहीं है कि मेरे भगवान कैसे हैं। चीज लगे हम, बात तो सही है, बात तो सही है, ऐसे ही बोला जाता है। कृष्णा की बात करते हैं तो अरे माखन चोर, है ना, सब यही बोल देता है। What is the idea behind it? So that is all about today's session. If you have any query, you can ask. Or does it make sense to you or not? Anyone? Any query?
All good, ma'am.
All good. That's nice. So ठीक है, we can wrap up the session if there is no query. And we'll meet tomorrow with a different topic. But if by any chance you have missed any session, please go to the recording. है ना, that will help us to be connected. ठीक है, so Hare Krishna to everyone and happy learning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.